Deadpool is a game in which you play as you'll never guess it. Deadpool, where you kill thousands of people, ghosts, and... Are those from God of War? The Deadpool game released in 2013 on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. However, since Deadpool is a Marvel character, that means that the Deadpool game goes under the licensed game category. And on the 1st of January 2014, the Deadpool game was delisted from every single digital storefront and all physical unsold copies were recalled 6 months after the game had come out. However, in 2015, Activision, the publishers of the game, announced that they were making a remaster for the PS4 and Xbox One. Yes, that's right, Deadpool was available once again, and it was also available on Steam. Although Activision seemingly lost license to the game once again as the game was delisted on all platforms in 2017. It has not been made available since. So now you're probably wondering how I'm able to review this game if I wasn't able to buy it. And no, it wasn't piracy. What's... People are mistaken when they call this game rare, when that couldn't be further from the truth. There are still several thousands of copies out there in the wild. What this game is expensive. Oh, that shouldn't be a problem. It's not like there's a wage crisis or anything. Video game stores are actually a great way to try and track down this game. I remember seeing one in CEX for around £50 a few months ago. The main downside for this, however, being you need to leave your house and you actually need to find a shop with the game in it. Another area to try and find this game are online resellers, which are actually a bit of a wild card because this game's online resale price ranges between £10 and a V-Box Intel i9 PC. The average price for the PS4 version was £66, while the PS3 version averaged around £41. The PS3 version of the game is an original version, while the PS4 version is a remaster which comes with a bunch of DLC. This might be a reason why the PS4 version is slightly more expensive than the PS3 version. Slightly. With the Xbox versions of the game, the Xbox One version sells for an average of £33 and the Xbox 360 version sells for an average of £22. And for whatever reason, the PC Steam keys of this game average for around £663.
I'm sorry, honey, we can't pay the bills this month. I just had to play Deadpool on Steam.
There were other details that I noticed as well, such as the PS4 and the Xbox 360 versions of the game were by far the most common, while the PS3 version of the game was the least common for consoles. PC was by far the least common platform, as I was only able to find 8 PC reselling versions of the game. This is likely due to the fact that the only way to get this game on PC these days is through digital Steam keys, which cannot be resold and are harder to get a hold of compared to physical releases. In conclusion, if you're looking for the cheapest possible way to get this game, then the Xbox 360 version is the way to go. However, this is a lower quality version of the game, as this version came out before the remaster, and it also most likely does not come with any of the DLC. And if you want to get the game on PC, don't. Deadpool is a game in which you play as you'll never guess. Deadpool, where you kill thousands of people, ghosts, and lava rock monster things. You start with the standard pistols and katanas, which you can level up through the game's pretty extensive skill tree. You can purchase other weapons, such as rapid-fire pistols, which are great for clearing out hordes of enemies, Kingmaker shotguns, which are amazing for bullet sponge enemies, pulse carbines, which start off as slow-firing precision weapons, however speeds up the fire rate the more you upgrade them. Each weapon type comes with upgrades, such as bonus damage, the ability to carry more ammo, fire rate, and so on. You unlock the ability to purchase these upgrades through using the weapons. The more kills you get with a certain weapon, the more upgrades you can buy. I actually really like this system, as it encourages me to try out new guns and find strategies that I would never have used otherwise. You also have melee weapons. You start off with katanas, which are good for building up combos with enemies. You can also buy sides, which allow for rapid fire stabbing rates, however don't nearly do as much damage as the hammers, which do heaps of damage, however are very slow. I didn't even use the hammers on my first playthrough, as the sides were really strong against pretty much all enemies. Finally, you have your gadgets, such as projectiles, grenades, bear traps, frag grenades, and landmines. I didn't use these. I just didn't. Everything I've listed can be fully upgraded with their own skill tree, including Deadpool himself, who can have unlocks such as maximum health increase, increased Deadpool points, and so on. The story is nothing amazing, but it's obvious the game didn't have much interest in telling the next Romeo and Juliet. Instead, it was focused on giving the player a fun time. Whenever I started to get bored of the constant run-and-gun style gameplay that take up the majority of the gameplay, the game would do something completely unexpected that would serve as a nice refresher from the rest of the game. There's 2D platforming segments, there's a top-down Zelda view, you can hop around in a boat, there's this really weird carnival thing. Yeah, this game is really weird at times. I can't even I can't even begin to explain to you what this is. If only I wrote in the script what I was supposed to put here. It could be anything. The story behind the Deadpool game highlights the growing issue of digital games being delisted. It would be impossible to get this game these days if it weren't for the physical copies. You'd have to take out a small mortgage to play this game digitally, and as the years go on, this game is going to continue to fade more and more into obscurity. Games being delisted from digital platforms is becoming more and more frequent, with games such as with recent examples such as Marvel's Avengers being delisted from digital storefronts in September of this year, and the only way for a new player to gain access to it are, you guessed it, physical copies. Without the physical copies of Deadpool, it would be almost impossible for the average player to play it without the use of piracy.
Get me booty.
Which is why I hate the recent push for digital games, especially from Microsoft, who seem like they're trying to hide their physical releases. Did you know Starfield got a physical release? I didn't. Did you know Forza Motorsport got a physical release? I didn't even know if it did, and at the time I'm recording this, the game comes out tomorrow! The same thing applies to games that don't have licenses that expire. Entire digital storefronts can close down with everything on it being lost forever. A recent example would be the Wii U eShop, with all exclusive titles being lost forever. I hope the stories people tell of this game can keep its memory alive, and I hope that somehow we find a way to preserve it.
Arr.
Legally.
Arr.